Hello everyone, welcome to my online lesson and especially for you as a frontliner, right? The first, thank you very much to HIPPI, Himpunan Instruktur Pariwisata Indonesia for facilitating this event. The first, before we start, I just would like to share you what's gonna be the lesson that I would like to share to you. The title is How to Create a Great and Memorable Check-in Experience. Well, before we start for talking about this one, I just would like to introduce myself to you. My name is Ikadek Agus Bisena. I'm Balinese. I come from Singaraja. And then at the moment, I work in one of the resort in Ubud, which has named Adiwana Unagi Suite as a resort manager. And in the other side, I also as a lecturer in one of the institution in Denpasar, which is called STIMIX T-Com Indonesia. And then for the organization, I'm very active in HAFLA, Hotel Frontliner Association Indonesia, and here in Bali's Bali chapter. For my contact number, so you can see here, so you can contact me anytime if you have any discussion about hotel operation. So I will be more than welcome about that. Here is a little bit about our code of conduct and also our session. Well, before we start talking about how to create a great and memorable check-in experience, the first we need to know why check-in experience is very important to be delivered to our guests. Yeah, because the first check-in is the first impression of the guests when they want to stay in a hotel. And the fact, we can see the fact that if the check-in process is great, it will be easier to make great on the entire stay of the guest. Otherwise, if the check-in process is terrible, even small problem which happen during the guest stay, it can create or it can trigger or become a trigger for a big complaint. How important is it? How can we prove that this is important? So you can see the example here, booking.com review. Yeah, this is from my property, Adiwana Unagi Suite with the Travelers Review Award 2021 with the score is 9.6 out of 10. Yeah, it's just like our pride. If you see the biggest review platform in the world, TripAdvisor. Yeah, so this is my property also. Yeah, so you can see we are number 8 out of 371 hotels in Ubud. Yeah, so it's just like we are become big 10 of the resort in Ubud. It's just like our pride as well. Why? Because the comment, the score will be read by people around the world. So whenever they want to travel, they will see the TripAdvisor, they will see the Booking.com score in order to create their trust to book to us. Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, so that's check-in. Why check-in is very important? Well, now let's start how we can create check-in experience to be great. Yeah, the first I just would like to explain to you that check-in can be divided into two services. Yeah, the first is basic service and the second one is memorable service. So what is basic service? Well, basic service is the service that you as a frontliner must do. You cannot skip any steps in this process. Yeah, for example, like asking for ID or passport and then reconfirm the booking and sign the registration card and then ask for the payment method, for example, like that. Yeah, so those steps are must. Those steps are must. So you have to do these steps. Otherwise, you will fail. For example, ask for the payment method. If you don't ask for the payment method, so the risk will be to you. Yeah. So you bring yourself to the trouble. You have to pay for the gas, right? Yeah. But if the front desk only apply for this basic service, so there will be something impression. There will be no something which can impress the guest. So it's just like rubber. Let's see, for example, yeah. So there is a guest. Good morning, sir. Check-in, sir. Oh yes, can I have your passport? Then you take the passport, right? Yeah. Well, I need to scan your passport. and then I have your booking also. Your booking will be started at the 1st of February until 3rd of February, and your booking include with the breakfast, right? Yeah. And then the guest just confirm, oh yeah, that's right. How about the payment method? Could I have take the payment right now? Something like that. Oh yeah, sure. And then you get the credit card, and then you process the credit card. Well, the room is ready. Your room number is this one, and your inclusion is blah 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 and blah blah blah. Are you ready going to the room? Oh yeah, yes. Let's go to the room. Yeah, something like that. That's like robot, right? Yeah, just like usual operation. There is no something which can impress the guest. Yeah, that's why I call it as basic service. You must deliver all that step, but you have also to deliver another service which is called memorable service. Memorable service is the service style that can create a great and memorable feeling to the guest, which can create wow experience. Then, how will be the step in order to create memorable service? Yeah, the first I have here, know your guests. So you have to know your guests, yeah, and then engage with your guests, and then the last is connect your guests to your property or product. Yeah, perhaps there will be question of you, right? Yeah, so we never meet the guests, we never talk with the guests. They just book online. How can we know our guests? So we don't know them yet. We will know when they arrive, and then we introduce ourselves. Perhaps that's the question of you, right? Well, so I just would like to tell you how you can know your guests. The first, I believe that you have the PMS, right? Yeah, which is called property management system. And then I believe that you have the historical data. And then you can do the internal coordination. So that's the way how you can know your guests before you meet them. Yeah. So I call it as a clue. The clue can be special request. Special request which is inputted by the guest when they book. For example, I allergic with blah blah blah. I strong request twin room, for example. Strong request king bedroom. Strong request smoking room or non-smoking room, adjoining room or something. So that's special request or honeymooner, something like that. So that's become the clue, yeah. So make sure that every special request that your guest has, you have to deliver that, yeah. You have to substitute with other services if you cannot deliver that service, right? Yeah. So for example, the guest would like to have connecting room. Make sure that you provide the connecting room to them. For example, the special request is twin bed. Make sure you provide the twin bed. Yeah, time arrival. Let's see, for example, that you have request from the guest that the guest would like to have early check-in at 10. So make sure you prepare the room and get ready as soon as possible. So you make it as a priority. And then repeater guest. If you have the repeater guest, of course you have the history of the guest. Make sure that what the guest like, you deliver again. What the guest dislike, you avoid those things from the guest that you have. Yeah. And then complaint history is gonna be the same. Just make sure that no same complaint will be happen. Yeah, no repeater complaint, right? Yeah, allergic. Yeah, if the guest allergic with something, let's see, for example, the guest is vegetarian. So make sure that you deliver the service for vegetarian. You already know the guest, yeah. And then you can state when the guest coming. I know that you are vegetarian, and we have some choices, vegetarian choices for the breakfast. Then the guest will feel like, wow, they know me, something like that, yeah. And then purpose the journey, family traveler, business purpose or something. So you can deliver what they want, yeah. And then guest appearance, if the guest is in a rush, so don't make it too long. The second step, we need to engage with the guest. The question, how can we engage? Well, the first is by recognition from the clues that you have on knowing your guest. So you have to recognize already the guest. Which guest, what's his name, what's her name, what they like. So that's gonna be like the recognition that you can give to them, and then greet them by name. Just the simple example, when the guest requests for the pickup, airport pickup, and then your bellboy pick up the guest, and then when the car arrive at the lobby, I think you already know that the guest is Mr. Smith, for example. Then the bellboy, when opening the door, has already recognized the guest by greeted by name. For example, good morning, Mr. Smith. Welcome to Adiwana Unagi Suite. Well, so the guest will feel like, they recognize me. Yeah, that's what we would like to deliver to the guest. Yeah, so very simple but touchable, but engageable. The other things that we can do, like asking question. I will share to you some question. And then eye contact. Make sure that you have eye contact, good eye contact. It doesn't matter if pandemic or not, yeah. But it's just like the same. The memorable part must be delivered to the guest. And then body language. Make sure that you show your body language to welcome the guest. For example, good morning, Mr. Smith. Welcome to Adiwana Unagi Suite. How are you today? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's body language. Body language is really important for you. Right? Yeah. So I just give you some question, some kind of question that you may ask to the guest. For example, good morning, Mr. Smith. Welcome to our property. And then welcome back, Mr. Smith. If you know that the guest is repeater, so you welcome back them, they will feel very happy. And then how was your experience in Seminyak? If you know already that the guests who stay with you come from Seminyak, stay for some nights in Seminyak, so you can ask question, how was your experience in Seminyak? Very simple question, right? Yeah. How was your flight? If you know the guests come from other island or other countries, so you can ask how was the flight. So that's those questions which be able to create engagement between you and the guest. Well, two steps has been done, and then the last step that we can do is connect your guest to your property or product. After you engage with your guest, so now it's gonna be your time. You already have the feel with the guest. The chemistry has been happened between you and the guest. Then it's gonna be the time for you to introduce your product that you have. And the product that you introduce to the guest will be considering with what the guest need from how you know the guest. Yeah. So while you do engagement with the guest, when you talk with the guest, so you know what's gonna be the preference of the guest, then you deliver the service. Yeah. So start introducing your property or hotel, introducing your services that you have. Let's see, for example, you know that the guest is vegetarian, then you tell to the guest about your vegetarian menu, vegetarian service, and everything. Introduce your spa and restaurant, right? If you know that the guests come from other countries, and of course they're tired, then you can introduce your spa, your other rooms category as well. If you know that the guest is a family and they book the standard room, and you have another room, for example, villa with the private pool, then you can introduce to them. And at this step will give a chance for you to maximize your revenue by doing upselling, right? Before you do this upselling, make sure that you understand your product knowledge of your hotel. Perhaps the question, which one should come first, basic or memorable? There will be no term and condition, there will be no regulation which one should come first, but just keep it run as the flow. Let's see, for example, when you do the credit card transaction, may I have your credit card? Then you take the credit card, and then you tell to the guest that, well, so I will deduct for this amount, as the room charge is this one per night times your night is gonna be 2.6 million. All right, yeah. Then you do the transaction, and there will be time for waiting for the transaction. Now, on that time, so you can insert some question which can make you engage with the guest. For example, on the EDC machine, you do the transaction. So, is it the first time you come to Bali, Mr. Smith? Oh no, this is my second time. Oh, that's great. Yeah. So thank you very much for coming back to Bali, for example. Yeah. So there will be no waiting because waiting is boring. But when you do engagement while waiting, so it's gonna be really no problem, and the guest will like it very much. Yeah. Right. That's it. So you can mix it. Which one? Just follow the flow. Yeah. Okay. That's it. Any question maybe? I hope you understand about this one, and if you have any question, just remember to put on the comment. Yeah, now it's gonna be the time for the discussion. Now, please prepare your notebook and your pen. Right? Ready? Okay, check it out. The first, when you see a business traveler, what service clue you may see? Wow, time's up. I believe that you already have the answer, but I will give you some example. Yeah. So if you see like the business traveler, so the service must be provided fast service, and then give clear information and to the point, and then introduce your business facilities that you have, such as Wi-Fi, lounge, business center, and other related services. Second question. When you see a family traveler, what service clues can you see? Well, time's up. So, for example, make them feel relaxed and comfortable, take care of all their members, talk with them more relaxed, and let them feel the lobby like their home. Introduce your family facilities, such as types of pools you have, kids club, etc. Introduce them family recreation around. For example, where to go, what to do around here, something like that. Yeah. The third one, when you see an adventure traveler or backpacker, what service clue that you may see? Well, time's up. Well, for example, they like exploring the area, they're easygoing, they like challenging, and introduce them tourist attraction around, and talk a lot about culture because they like culture usually. Okay, that's it, yeah. So now let's conclude. So as the first impression of the guest, check-in experience must be memorable. That we learned, yeah. Memorable experience can be created by following the step. Know your guest, engage with your guest, and connect your guest to your property or product. Then basic service and memorable service must be provided in order to create a great and memorable service experience. Well guys, welcome to your homework. Yeah, I think it's not complete if there is no any homework at the end, right? So on the description below, I have a link that you can do for a quiz as your homework. So you test yourself how good, how understand about this lesson, right? Yeah. So you just need to open the link and then fill up the pin and followed by your name, and then the validity for the quiz will be 6 February 2021. Thank you very much for your attention and good luck. Bye bye.